Singapore is staying steady on its growth forecasts for the year, maintaining them at between 0.5% and 2.5%. Now, authorities are expecting higher external demand than previously estimated, but this is set to be tempered by a broader global slowdown. Now, let's look at the positives first. Now, China's swift dismantling of COVID curves after 3 years is seen as the main factor. Singapore says the country's faster than expected reopening will benefit sectors like tourism and aviation. The city-state also expects a further boost from regional economies as they themselves are bolstered by China's reopening. But plenty of caution as well, with authorities pointing to simmering global uncertainty. For one, tighter financial conditions across many advanced economies have caused interest rates to rise. Further escalation in geopolitical tensions may also dampen consumer and business confidence, and this will hurt other sectors.
The semiconductor segment of the electronics cluster is expected to be negatively affected by weaker global semiconductor demand, while the precision engineering cluster is projected to be weighed down by a cutback in capital spending by semiconductor manufacturers. At the same time, growth in wholesale trade, water transport, and the finance and insurance sectors will be dampened by the slowdown in major external economies.
Well, as for last year's final scorecard, the economy grew 3.6% slower than advanced estimates of 3.8%. And this was mainly driven by wholesale trade and manufacturing activities. Growth was also slower than the 8.9% achieved the year before.
Well, analysts say that the labour market will be able to support Singapore's economic growth. That's despite a looming global slowdown, higher costs of living, as well as easing demand for semiconductors. Heidi Ng tells us more.
FlexSpeed Technology supplies its custom automated solutions to manufacturers. About 70% of them are from the precision engineering sector. A weaker global semiconductor demand has already impacted the company.
And we can feel that the order is slowed down, and you also can hear from customers that some of them are actually holding back their investment for the machines. So this is definitely a pack of, let's say, about 20-30%, in slowdown for our machine tool sales.
But Mr. Chan is not too worried.
We are taking this opportunity to actually consolidate our resources so that when the time comes, when the economy recovers, we are ready for the next wave of expansion.
So he's sending his staff for training and looking to diversify his customer base to other industries such as logistics. One analyst says the softer semiconductor demand will be the largest drag on the economy this year. But there are bright spots in areas like construction and hospitality services. He says that despite the higher cost of living, consumer demand should hold up.
The labour market condition still remains fairly supportive. So if people are generally gainfully employed, they still would be able to take in stride the higher cost of living, higher cost of borrowing. But obviously, as a lag effect takes toll, consumption will slow down. So this is where we are more watchful of economic activities as we proceed into the year.
Although retrenchments rose in recent quarters, overall there were fewer layoffs in 2022 than the year before. Total employment grew by about 230,000 last year, surpassing pre-pandemic levels.